Okay, I'm making this video because of a bunch of reasons. Scream 5, Scream 5 Cream, whatever you want to call it, is now available to stream. We know Scream 6 is happening. We even got the date. We know Courtney Cox is coming back. And the date's like almost exactly a year from right now. And I know earlier I saw that 3 cast members were announced, but I didn't read that. I only read one article, which I'm going to quote from in a second. And I also made this video because I'm happy to be wearing this sweater. It's kind of like Stu's sweater. Even if this one like his does, it's too big. Um, excuse me. It was my dad's. He was big and tall. My apartment's cold. It's warm. Worked out. And the final reason is because I saw a video by Haunted Hippie, Kylie over Haunted Hippie. And I liked a lot of her ideas, but I would tweak them to just tweak them a bit. All right. Now, before I get into my whole thing, I want to read this quote from the director of the next movie, who I believe directed the previous one from this year. This movie has to be willing to risk it all in order to subvert all those expectations, and we're so far down in the rabbit hole of Scream movies that it's all up for grabs at this point. That's the quote I'm going. That's the quote that cemented I'm making this for my ideas. All right, and reset down the rabbit hole. So that's what I'm about to do. And I will start with the title. I'm hearing Scream Legacy or Screams like aliens. Like no. No, it won't be called Scream 6 because that would mean less money because less people would see it because they feel like they missed something. So that's why Texas Chainsaw Massacre from this year is just Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Halloween 2018 is Halloween 2018. Candyman 4 is Candyman. You know? Scream 5 is Scream. That's why. The next movie will be called Ghostface, Scream. That's what I would like. And it would pick up right where the previous one left off because I hated the ending of the previous one. I really did. I hated the killers, their weak reasoning, all that. I hated it. So it would be a tiny retcon. Alright, so they're in the ambulance after everything's happened, and Sam asks, like she did before, am I going to be okay? And he says, you will be, but then you hear a voice go, no, but you'll live. As long as you remember, murder isn't genetic, and you're not him. This voice will be revealed to be Ghostface, wearing this mask, or one like it, or like the gold mask from the trailer of the this year's Scream movie, like something like that. A different mask, like this one. That's the 25th anniversary mask, something like that. And he looks something like this. That's him from Dead by Daylight, the video game. And the police are gonna freak out, point their guns, but Ghostface is gonna hold something up and be like, "You'll take us all with you." And the police are like, "Fuck." And he turns to Gail and goes, "I'm sorry. Allow this wasn't supposed to happen. I'm sorry. This wasn't supposed to happen. It was in my name. I'm sorry." And then he goes, "Sorry, who even are you?" And Ghostface goes, "I know you never forgot me. I never forgot you." Then a car, something drives by, bright light, cut to our opening scene. 1 year later. No, cut to our opening scene. I mean, you know what's about to happen. I can't think of anything else for her to do. I mean, she went full circle back in the red power suit. Dewey's gone. Not really. I don't know what else to do with Gail except this. Have her sitting there at her house, looking at a picture of Dewey, tear stained, phone's ringing off the hook, TV's on. They're like, Gail Weathers, the reclusive reporter. You know, she's not writing anything, she's not reporting, like doing nothing. Next thing you know, there's a figure behind her. She says, "What the hell took you so long?" And the figure says nothing. She turns around. "I'm right here. What are you waiting on?" It's Ghostface, obviously, but looks more like traditionally like Ghostface with the white mask and everything. Walks towards her. She goes, "You came all this way. Why are you playing with me?" "Oh, Gail Weathers, why are you... what?" And she gets more agitated and albeit unhinged until second Ghostface comes in. And, all right. only for her phone to ring one more time and go to voicemail, which would be revealed later to have been Ghostface, the one from earlier, saying, Gail, please get the fuck out. Yeah. Then we would cut to the title screen, Ghostface colon screen. 1 year later, we see Sam. We see Tara, who's mostly healed, but still pretty messed up. And they're meeting Sydney. And they're like, Sydney, you got us out here, but what is this? Why is it in the middle of nowhere? Why are we out here? What is this? And Sydney says, this is how I stay sane. This is how I get some sleep. This is how I look my kids in the eyes and not just lose it. It's a support group for people like them. And they're silent for a second because Sydney talking like this. Yeah, like they said, subvert all expectations. Everything's on the line. All right, and this idea was from Haunted Hippie, from Kylie. But also, I know there's a book called The Final Girls Club, which has something similar. I know there's a comic series, which I'm looking into, that does something similar. So, yeah. And they turn to go in, but then Sam grabs Sydney, pulls out her phone. Sydney's like, what the fuck? No phones. She's like, it's just a picture, phone's off. And it's Billy's dad. She's like, he must have saw me on the news. He reached out. And he's a lawyer. And Sydney's like, he lost his son. He lost his wife. Yeah, he cheated. But he wasn't a bad dude. Do what you gotta do. And that's that. She walks off back to the room. And they follow. And you hear a familiar voice. Sydney, nice to see you again. Nice to see you too. Welcome to the group. And it's Kirby, who became a part of this group, and also is helping out with all these Final Girls, everything. And it's the who's who. It's Jamie Lee Curtis, Danielle Harris, Linnea Quigley, Heather Langenkamp, Tiffany Stephens, Bruce Campbell. Uh, you know, there's all these people. Angela, both Angelas. Oh yeah, Angela from Sleepaway Camp. Whose name slips me. It slips me. And then Angela from the Night of the, oh, that's Linnea Quigley. Duh. Well, Angela from the Sleepaway Camp movies, whose name slips me. They're all there, and they all make nods to the to what they've done for horror, but twisted to be like these actual events, right? And there would be this woman just staring at Sydney, daggers, but she's wearing sunglasses, big, thick sunglasses, heavy makeup, a wig. She's in a wheelchair, and her nurse would also be staring at Sydney. And Sydney would go, "Who the hell is this? Like, I don't know her." And Kirby would go, "Yeah, she's kinda new. I can't place her either. Been watching her close though." And her nurse would bend down and to say something to her, but then she would turn to her nurse and say something in her ear, and she would receive a look kind of like this. And her nurse would be Rebecca Gayheart, basically doing this. And this would be a nod to Scream 2. She was in Scream 2, and she was in the Urban Legend movies, the first two. And this would be a nod to the end of Urban Legend Final Cut, where she shows up. It was a big deal that went nowhere if you saw the third one. But it would be that, and she would give it the same look she does here, with her big eyes, and just stare at Sydney. And no, it isn't her character from Scream 2, because logistically it wouldn't make any kind of sense. Uh, but yeah, like if anything, it'd be more like her character from Urban Legend, especially when she became a nurse, and it'd just be them just staring at her. Even when they talked to someone else, they couldn't help but look at Sydney. And to the point where Kirby had to say something. They're like, "Sorry, it's just Sidney Prescott." We're not used to keeping it. We're not used to having legends in our company. And Kirby would say something like, "There are no legends here. We're just people trying to get through this." All right. And after that, we after that they're leaving, and I don't remember the next slide. I'll go off of it. Yes. Okay. And then after that, Sydney's going on about how she's going through all this, and it's really this time around it really suck her because Dewey, and now she's become a joke, you know, because the stab movies are just they've been pulled, they stopped. There'll be no more stab movies, and she's become a joke. She says there are now two parody movies about what she went through, referencing Scary Movie and Shriek If You Know What I Did Last Friday the 13th. And Cindy would be like, how is this worse? And Sam and Tara, they'd be in a similar boat. Her and Kirby would be like, yeah. They talk about that. And and they leave and they meet at where Sydney's staying at. She got them a room where she's staying at in a hotel, a secure place, a hotel. And Sydney finds something outside her door. A copy of Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. Okay, if you've seen that movie, you know why. And Sydney goes, what the fuck? What is this? And Kirby, who came with them, she's like, well, that's what you call a slasher movie there. It's like, how are you still into this shit? You know? And Kirby goes, but that one's different. And whoever left it knows that. And they want you to watch it. And Cindy's doing her usual, but my life and all, but she's like, no, you need to watch it and see for yourself. And Cindy goes, well, fuck. Movie night then? And it's her, Sam, Tara, Kirby. And who should show up? Motherfucker. Her, Sam, Tara, and Kirby. And who should show up? Her, her, it's her, Sam, Tara, and Kirby. And who should be in the hotel? And who should be already there? But Mindy. And Mindy's like, you know, how'd the meeting go and all that? And like, Mindy, why are you here? Like, I was invited. Like, by who? Not us. We thought you were with your brother. Which, by the way, and she's like, oh, him, yeah, he's done with football. She fills him in, you know. But she's like, yeah, he decided not to come with us, but I'm here. What's that in your hand? Pointing to Leslie Vernon. And I'm like, someone left a slasher. You didn't hear anyone? She's like, no. But she's like, I'm down to watch a movie. Because you never, they always talk about horror movies, but they never saw them watch them, not really, except towards the end. You know, like, or at that convention to screen for, but they never saw them like just watching the movie. They be doing research. They don't show that. And so they proceed to watch the movie. And we get a, when I was outside establishing shots to show the figure who bumped into, the figure who left it to be revealed to be Ghostface, the one with the silver mask. And he's just standing there watching before he leaves. And we cut back to him, and right as they're about to put the movie in, we see something. They're like, Stab, the TV series? What the fuck? And as a nod to Scream TV series, we could have that cast. It could be archive footage from the show, or they can come back and film something. Because I keep hearing they want to merge two universes together, so that'd be how you can do it. There you go. And you see all these people here, and like, no more stab movies. Like, no more stab movies, but we got this. What the hell? You know? Before Mindy, of all people, quickly turned it off and like, let's just watch this movie. And they do. And and after that, this cuts to someone new entirely whom we'll call Peyton. Alright. Peyton will be played by Samara Weaving. I mean, that's another idea from Haunted Hippie that I like. Alright. And ever since Scream 6 was greenlit, we were like, Samara Weaving, she's gotta be in it. And this will be how. She'll be this new character we follow. And remember what I said earlier? It's called Ghostface Scream. Subvert expectations. We follow her, Leslie Vernon. These are all your clues. And Samara Weaving, she's perfect for this because she can be a heel or a face. You know, good guy or bad guy. And Peyton, on paper, is one thing. And that's all I'll say. Alright? And it'll follow Peyton. And this will be something not done before. Alright? It'll be following a type of character we never followed before. It'll be following someone who, at the very least, knows Ghostface. And by knows Ghostface, I mean it's seen talking to one, multiple Ghostfaces, but she doesn't come off as the bad guy. And now this is resolved till the end. Alright. And yeah, you even get a scene or two of her in the Ghostface outfit, but you still don't know. So burying the expectations. And then when it's all revealed, you see one Ghostface is uh, always sitting down. Right? This Ghostface, wherever they meet at, they're always sitting down. And one scene they remove their masks to reveal that they're Jill. Now Jill would be way too fucked up to do anything physical, but she'd still be just as pissed off as she once was, just as crazy as she once was. And seemingly she'd be the one calling the shots through her nurse, who would be actually seemingly the one calling shots. Alright, her nurse, who it would be revealed was dating the ghost face we've been seeing pop up now and again in the gold mask, the silver mask, trying to actually help Sydney. Stu. I mean, yeah. And here's how the reveal would go. Everything went down, right? And Rebecca Gayheart is doing what she did in Urban Legend, okay? And it's bordering on funny and horror like she did in Urban Legend. And Stu's like, boyfriend, what the fuck you talking about? Like, no. I'm not in the best place for that, okay? What I wanted was information which you gave me. Alright? It was hard to keep up with current events when I was away. Thanks for that, though. Really. you know, and they would start arguing as Ghostface until she unmasked, and then Sydney shows up and it's like, what the fuck, Ghostface lovers, what? And then Silver Ghostface would go, Sydney, long time. I see you finally decided to step up. And she was like, what? I've always do. And she go talk about the past movies, not. And she's like, and Ghostface was like, no, step up and end this, okay? I played my part, you played yours. Everyone had a part. And she would go, why? Why are you even helping me? Why would Ghostface help me? And to say, as he unmasked to reveal himself, I always had a thing for you, Sid. And she'll say, bullshit. He still be just a discussion as to what's the first time he said it. And he'll go, no, not like that. Okay, a bit like that, but not like that. And he'll go into why he changed, why he was away. How he's grown, because Matthew Lillard's always been saying he wants to revisit this role particularly, as a man that he once played as a boy. And that will play into this. He'll say, after a while I stopped being whatever I was, angry, and seeing him go psychotic, he'll go, no, misguided, okay? After a while, I just wanted to change my mistakes. I'm a grown man now. I was a young, dumb boy then, and it was peer pressure, another callback. And so, okay, and so go, okay, bullshit, peer pressure. And he'll go, no, Billy was fucking crazy. All right, I wanted none of them. I mean, you saw what the fuck he did to me. All right, we didn't rehearse that. That happened. And he'll go on about how the whole time he was actually scared of Billy. All right, and because when I put in his name, Stu Macher, I kept seeing flags. I'm teetering on whether or not to make him bi. I don't know, and say that nah, forget that. No, and he'll say like, yeah, he was scared of Billy, who was so beyond pissed off about what went down that he went with it. And Cindy's like, yes, sir. And then Stu will be like, that's why I'm trying to help you. I know I can never apologize. I just want to end this. I want people to stop using my name, trying to imitate me. Because life doesn't imitate art. What I did wasn't artful. Okay, and it's almost like an apology, right? And he's like, excuse me, this is definitely not like it is in the movies. Everything's so this and that. And he'd still be a bit crazy, but not like crazy like he once was. And Rebecca her should finally say, okay, shut the fuck up. All right. And then the climax happens, and after everybody's, taken care of, it's just Sydney and it's Stu. Just them. And you hear the sounds, the ambient sounds of the night, and it's just them two standing, looking at each other. Stu drops his knife, gets on his knees, and just looks at her. Cut to the end of the movie. The world is shocked Stu Macher is still alive and cooperating. Sydney's finally won over Ghostface, like one. You see her take one good breath when, like she hasn't done that in a while. All right, this is what I predict. Okay, that he would want to help her after all these years because he wasn't he didn't want for it to be on this scale for so many copycats to be out of nowhere and do it. And the do anything that actually upset him, you know. And he apologizes to her one last time. He just says, "I'm sorry, Sid. I'm sorry for us putting the police car." And she's just standing there, with or without whoever survives. I know the end got a bit muggy, but there you go. Alright, that's what I predict for the next Scream movie. Probably won't happen, but that's what I predict. So thank you for watching.